Welcome to Amberg Acres. We are calling this the Year of the Ants. I went yesterday to start emptying out our storage unit down in Crivets. And I took my little trailer here along, and I haven't used this for quite a while. It's just sitting up here in the field. I go in here and I open up this toolbox that I have on the front here. And I go in there to get my straps and stuff out, and the thing is just full of ants. Just all those big black carpenter ants. It's just full of it. There had to be 1,000 eggs in there, those little white little eggs they're carrying around and trying to protect and stuff. It was just full of it. So I have ants here everywhere this year, and I don't know where they're coming from. When I did the first garage door here about a week ago, I opened up the cardboard box that the garage door is in, and that's all metal in there. There's nothing, no wood or nothing in there. One of those cardboard boxes was just full of them same black ants and all their eggs and everything else. So I had to wash the door down before I could install it. You know, they're crazy this year. So I don't know where they're all coming from. Now, in the past, back, a couple of years ago and whatever, we used to have these ants. Everybody up here calls them fire ants. And they're really not a fire ant. The fire ant is from down south, like Georgia, Alabama type area down there. But these are basically a carpenter ant. It's a black ant, but it's got a red color on its back. And they're very vicious ants. They bite you, and they're very nasty. And we don't seem to have them around here anymore because I cleaned up all the old stumps. That seems to be where they were, was old stumps, and where you cut a tree down or something, they'd build a nest right on that root system. But we don't seem to see those anymore around here, but we got the big black ones. And last year, out here in the front yard, there was a nest, a hive, whatever you want to call it. And somewhere during the summer that purged. And there were all these flying ants everywhere on top of the ground. And those ants leave and they go and start another nest somewhere else. So the trick would be to try and kill all those nests. And I don't know if that's possible to do. But for whatever reason this year, I have ants everywhere. So I just wanted to share that with you. We started moving out the storage yesterday. I finally got all my stuff back here, all my saws and stuff. Now, I've probably never showed you any of these, so let's just go take a look at them quick. So this is my router table that I made many years ago out of a kitchen countertop. I took it and routed slots and put channels in there and made my stops, and it works really good. My scroll saw, which got really rusty in this storage unit, and I don't know why that one rusted, but the bandsaw did not, and they were sitting right next to each other. The only thing I can think of is that we did come up when we hauled some of this stuff. It was snowing and raining in April when we moved some of this stuff into storage. Anyhow, we have the scroll saw, bandsaw, my sander. I have my big cabinet saw. It's an old Sears Craftsman. I think it cuts 20 some inches. That'll work really nice for those slabs. My metal bandsaw, this is just a cheap Harbor Freight one, but it works really good for cutting angle iron and stuff instead of using a cutoff wheel. And then my ventilation system, my vacuum there for collecting the dust. Now all of this stuff, all of this woodworking tools will go in the little room that I'm gonna build over here in the corner. That's to keep the dust down. The vacuum will be in there. And I may even put a vent in the wall to suck some of the sawdust out so that it doesn't come out in the room and be all over the camper and everything else that's out here in storage. So that's gonna be like a separate room there just for my woodworking stuff. So earlier this week, we were able to take a little trip. And I wanna share some of the pictures with you. We went up to Baraga State Park in the UP. It's right on the bottom end, the bottom of the bay on the Keweenaw, I think I'm pronouncing that right, the Keweenaw Peninsula. So the reason we stayed at Baraga is that was the only campsite that we could find a couple of sites. It was kind of not really a last minute, but a month ago type last minute decision to go up there. So that was the only place we could find a site. So we were gonna go up there and do some rock hunting, which we started doing last year, and we bought some flashlights and stuff, and this was our first trip. So once we got there, we realized that Baraga is almost an hour away from where we want to be. So I didn't wanna drive in the middle of the night, like midnight. By the time you're done rock hunting, it doesn't get dark over there until 10:30 at night. So it would be midnight before you're done rock hunting, and then drive an hour back to our campsite in the dark on roads that I don't know where I'm at. So we're gonna schedule another trip for later this summer, and we're gonna try and get over there on the shoreline, which is McLean State Park. But McLean is closed for the rest of the season now, starting August 1st. They're closed. Apparently they got some kind of a grant or something where they're gonna redo their septic system over there, is my understanding. So they're closed, so you can't get in there. So we found another private campsite up the beach a little ways, and that's where we're gonna stay later this summer and try and do some rock hunting. So if we find some rocks and stuff, I will share that with you. We'll show you a little clip of what we're doing there. So I'm gonna run through some of the pictures there from Baraga and the coast up there on Lake Superior. And I hope you enjoy these clips, and we will catch you on the next one.